This is Inside Troy Athletics, a look at what's going on and what's coming up for Troy University's Trojans. Now, here's your host for Inside Troy Athletics, Jonathan Sellers.
Hello, welcome to Inside Troy Athletics. I'm your host, Jonathan Sellers, and I'm joined today by the Director of Athletics for Troy University, and that's Jeremy McClain. And Jeremy, we were talking just a second ago about how busy it is for y'all right now. Have you been able to take a deep breath and just kind of get a feel of everything going on right now?
It's that time of year for us. I think especially when February gets here, it's kind of a blur. We've got so many sports playing at the same time, and we'll blink twice and it'll be a commencement. But it's a fun time of year just because you do have so many student athletes competing, and that's always fun, a chance to compete and win championships. And so a fun time of year for us.
Well, not only is it a busy time, teams are getting started, teams are kind of finishing up, but a lot of stuff is happening here this weekend, and we'll get to that kind of as we go. But softball got their season started last week, a 3-2 stretch down at FAU, and kind of a tough situation, some tough opponents out there.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, started the season down in Boca Raton and tournament down there, and 5 games went 3-2. A really good win over an ACC opponent in NC State. Played Michigan State, North Florida, some other really good programs, and so really good way to start. And I think had you said we'll be through 3-2 coming out of that tournament, our coaching staff would have been okay with that. And so especially heading into now a homestand here with a home tournament this coming weekend.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that tournament. Who all's going to be here, and when are the games?
Yeah, it'll begin on Friday, and so our schedule, I believe, is we play late each day, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday, and so should be a great competition again. And we try to do a couple of these tournaments each year. Where we bring in mostly regional teams. Right. Sometimes early in the year, you're able to capture some northern teams who want to come down, but will be really good competition and a chance for us, like I said, after a good opening weekend, to continue that, being able to play at home.
And it's supposed to be great weather this weekend, so a great chance to come out and watch softball. Also a great chance to come out and watch baseball, as they're going to be open at home this weekend as well, as they're facing Xavier, a very solid team.
Yeah, it's opening at home this weekend, a 4-game series, a little unusual, but our coaching staff likes to do that early in the year, get those games under their belt. So single game on Friday, 2 on Saturday, and 1 on Sunday. With Xavier, like you said, NCAA tournament team from last year, I think won 40 games, return or close to 40 games, returned a lot of guys, and so it's going to be a real test to open it up, and fortunately we get to do that at home, and definitely want to see a good crowd out there for all these events, but a great opportunity to, like you said, good weather. Should be a good experience this weekend.
And you're a baseball guy, so I mean, nothing better than opening weekend for baseball, right?
It really is. It's kind of, even though sometimes we still get that cold snap, it really is, at least in my mind, the sign of spring. Right. And it's a lot of fun to see those guys get back out there and compete. And
one of the things they're going to be doing this weekend is honoring that '87 national championship team, which head coach Mark Smartt was a part of himself. So a great chance to go out and celebrate him, but that whole team as well.
Yeah, definitely. We'll do some things Friday and Saturday for that team. Coach Smartt really has put that together, and like I said, a chance to honor them and be together, have that camaraderie. But we'll also have them down on the field on Saturday to in between games to recognize that group, and obviously a special group that Coach Smartt was a part of and played on that '87 team, and obviously back-to-back national champions there. So great group, and always fun to have them back here on campus.
Now let's talk basketball. The men's team, a big road sweep this weekend down in Louisiana, and they really needed those, especially last night's win, a Monday night winner at the buzzer nearly by Kevin Baker. So 2 big wins for that team. Yeah,
it really was. I think the men. Anytime you go on the road in college basketball, it's really difficult, and so to go on what is a difficult road swing, long trip to Louisiana, played a really good Lafayette team. And like you said, scored 100 points, beat them 188, and then turned around and drove to Monroe and won a game in overtime on the last second shot. And there's been a lot of those games we've been on the wrong end of them this year, and so it's great, I think, for our guys from a confidence standpoint to be the team making that shot down the stretch and with a chance to come back home and continue that momentum.
I think that last team that beat Louisiana Lafayette at the Cajun Dome was in 2009, and that was a very good team for Troy that won the Sun Belt Conference that year. So maybe there's a sign there.
Yeah, I don't think they lose a lot of games at that Cajun Dome, and so it's a tough place to play, and so that is, I think, an excellent sign for our group, and really showed some toughness in that game too. And like I said, we just want to carry that over as we start a
homestand. Coming home this weekend, and it's a chance to kind of gain some ground. 14-12 right now, I believe 500 in the conference at 6-6. So still, everybody's right there in the middle in the standings. So a chance this weekend to get closer up to the top.
Yeah, it really is. We're kind of in the middle of the pack right now, and with a lot of other people, and so. This last stretch will be really important as far as seeding is concerned and going into the conference tournament, which is important. Obviously, who you play that first game out of the gate will be really important to the success in the tournament. And so these two at home are crucial. We got App State first Coastal Carolina first on Saturday, App State on Monday for the men, App State on Thursday, and Coastal Carolina on Saturday for the women. Two really important games for both of those programs.
And the women coming off a tough loss. They picked up a win against Louisiana Monroe and then a tough loss Saturday against Louisiana Lafayette. And so right now they're still doing well, still at the top, but looking to regroup as they come back home.
Yeah, kind of bunched up there at the top with a couple other teams, and I know that was one that they Haiti got away from them down in Lafayette, but just I know that they'll rebound, and I think they've every time they've stubbed their toe, they've bounced back nicely, and so I expect Coach Rigby to have them ready to play and enjoy being back in Trojan Arena and have these two games at home.
And then we're coming up on March, so that obviously means March Madness, and both of those teams playing for the conference tournament, and conference tournament down in New Orleans is a great trip for a lot of fans.
Yeah, that it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a fun trip, fun venue. Obviously a great city to spend the weekend, and that starts March 8th down in New Orleans. Both teams will be there. I think the women start on Tuesday, then the men start on Wednesday, and then it kind of alternates for a few days, and it culminates on Sunday with championships. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of good basketball being played in the Sun Belt, and so it's a lot of good teams. And if you're a basketball person, it'd be a great place to spend some time. And taking a lot of really good basketball.
Or if you're just a Troy fan, go down there and support the Trojans.
Absolutely, and we hope everybody can do that.
Now, I know there's some other teams starting up this week. I believe the golf team, they're getting started, and other teams, indoor track, they're kind of finishing things up as they're going in the Sun Belt tournament.
That's right. It's finishing up on the indoor side on track, and we'll have the Sun Belt Championship coming up for the women. And then getting started on the golf side. I think the men start this next week, and then the women will start 1st of March with their first tournament of the spring. And so it's all happening, and hopefully we can continue to have this great weather, especially for our sports that are outdoors right now, and hope our fans get out there and get a chance to enjoy them and watch them play.
I don't think Coach Mullins or Coach Smartt could have asked for better weather. Normally with the start of baseball or softball, it's always freezing, but they lucked out this weekend. So.
Yeah, that's right. So we're going to hopefully take advantage of it and put some wins on the board.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, stay tuned for more coming up on Inside Troy Athletics. And welcome back to Inside Troy Athletics. And we're going to talk baseball now with the head coach of that team, and that's Coach Mark Smartt. And Coach, we talked to you a couple of weeks back, kind of overviewing the season, but opening week's here, and it's time for y'all to get going.
It is time, Jonathan, and we were chatting earlier. Our players are tired of practice; They're ready to play, and the coaches are ready for the season to start. And we've got a few final preparation days left, but it's a real exciting time to be in the baseball world because. The unique thing about Division I is we all start the same day. We've got a common start date, which is Friday the 17th, and so everywhere around the country there's excitement, and there's something about opening day or opening night that's fun for everyone, and we certainly look forward to hosting Xavier opening weekend. They bring a really good team in, and we'll be challenged right away, but looking forward to getting the season started off with a bang.
Now, you said you have a few more prep days left. What exactly are you looking for out of these next few days?
Really just kind of keep moving around and stay in rhythm. We have to control the pitchers and change some of their routine. We're not going to do that much with them these last few. So it's more for the position players and base running things. And then for us as coaches, just button up some loose ends to make sure we're on the same page. Game days are a little bit different because this team hasn't played a game yet. We've been practicing all the way through, and we've got first-year players that haven't been in a game yet. So we try to go through that protocol and what they should expect and how I might react to certain things so it doesn't catch them off guard. So we'll be doing some of that. But mainly it's just, the hay's in the barn, the old saying goes. just trying to keep the horses in place and turn them loose on Friday night.
Now, you don't have to reveal any secrets that you don't want to, but has the starting rotation been figured out for this weekend and starting lineups?
It has, for the most part. We've got one injury that we're kind of sorting through. Trevor Davis, our right fielder, is battling a little bit of a hamstring issue that he's working through. I'm not sure he's going to be at 100% Friday night or not. If he is, he'll play. If not, we'll wait. Our starting rotation, we'll go Corey Childress Friday night, junior, right-hander from Fairhope. Game 1 on Saturday, Evan Hebert, a senior from Louisiana, left-hander that has thrown exceptionally well in this preseason. I'm really excited about the direction Evan's going. Darren Osby, a junior college transfer, junior right-hander, will start Game 2 on Saturday, Game 3 of the series, and then Sunday, Houston Mabry, senior here from right here in Troy, will get the ball on Game 4 of the series. I really like the 4-game format. None of our starters will probably exceed 5 or 6 innings, Jonathan, just because it's early and you have to control the pitches and things. So it kind of gives all the bullpen guys more of an opportunity to get that first, inning behind them or first game behind them. Those 4 games give us 9 more innings available. We play again on Tuesday, which there's another opportunity. So we get a chance to use a lot of guys early in the year, which I think is important for your pitching staff.
Now, do you expect to use a lot of different lineups this weekend, or if you roll in that first game, will you kind of roll with that lineup?
I think it's going to be a little more of a set lineup this go-around. We've got more experience than we've had on the field. We basically almost have a returning starter at every position, and those guys are in pretty good shape. There'll be a couple first-year guys that we're trying to get in. DH is the one spot that can fluctuate quite a bit. You might take an everyday guy out, say maybe a guy like Dennison in left field, and DH him if he's fatigued and put a new left fielder in, or vice versa. But I think early it'll be a little more set than normal. But you always want to try to get some players early opportunity just to, especially first-year players, just to break that seal and get them out there. There's something about that first time that's difficult. We've got several freshmen, and I'm going to try to get them out there as quickly as I can, but certainly going to lean on the experienced players as often as possible.
And we talked about Xavier a little bit. They're a solid team, Big East champs last year. What do you know about them this year?
Well, the first thing that jumped off the page to me, aside from 26 returning lettermen off a 40-win team, that's an awful lot of returners, a high number. They go junior, senior in their starting rotation. Very experienced guys that will not be afraid of the moment, pitching in a road series to open the year. They've done it before. So that's going to be a challenge for our guys to beat experienced pitchers. Games 1, 3, and 4, they go left-handed, which is not typical in a weekend series. You usually don't see 3 out of 4 lefties. So that's going to be our first hurdle. And then they returned several returning starters that had success last year as position players, including a guy that is picked to be preseason player of the year, big right fielder, hit 13 homers last year, left-handed hitter that kind of sets up well for our park. So great challenges, good team. I'm glad we're playing a team like this. With our experience level, I think we'll be prepared for it. We give our pitchers a really tough opening assignment. I know deep down over the course of the first month, these type things will help prepare us for our Sun Belt Conference play that starts in mid-March.
All right, Coach. Well, we're looking forward to it. I know opening week is always a fun time, so good luck this weekend.
Thank you very much.
All right, stay tuned for more coming up on Inside Troy Athletics. Welcome back to Inside Troy Athletics, and we're here with Coach Phil Cunningham of the men's basketball team. And Coach, a solid weekend for your team, 2 wins on the road at Louisiana. Never an easy road swing, but your team was able to grab those victories.
Jonathan, you're right. I think it's been since 2009 since we won at the Cajun Dome. They're always a talented team. It's one of the toughest places to play in the league. So to go down there and start this 2-game stand that was a critical stand for us just to stay alive and staying in the middle of the standings was an impressive win. And to follow it up last night at Monroe, a totally different atmosphere, but just a tough, hard-nosed, grind-it-out type game. And fortunately pulled it out in overtime.
Well, let's talk first about the Louisiana Lafayette game. Free throws last year were a bit of an issue at points and maybe cost a couple of games. You hit 40 of 50 free throws in that game. That had to be a great sign for you and your team.
Well, Jonathan, we're second in the league in conference play and free throw percentage, so we've made an incredible improvement from last year to this year. Because you're right, the free throw line cost us 4 or 5 games last year, but this year it's helped us in the other way, and it really paid off against Louisiana because Jordan Menardo got there 18 times,
right.
and he was a load down there. They were doubling him. They had no answer for him, and then when he's as efficient as he was 15 of 18. Those numbers just kept adding up at the free throw line, and then late in the game they just kind of trying to come back. They fouled us, and we hit enough to hold them off.
And then the game at Monroe, as you said, is back and forth battle. But then Kevin Baker, who's had some struggles with his shot this year, hits a big one at the end of that game to put your team ahead and for the win.
Yeah, Kevin just stepped up and made a shot. We were trying to get the ball inside of Jordan. We had just scored inside with him the previous possession, and we just ran the same play, and they took it away. They did a good job of denying it, and then Kevin had it out front, and he just sized his man up, and I've said this repeatedly since it happened. I feel like everybody on the bench thought it was going in. We just have that much faith in him as a shooter, and we've seen how well he shoots the ball in practice and all preseason, and maybe that'll get him going as we close out the season, because that's what we need right now. We need a boost, and from a personnel standpoint, I think he's one of those guys who can help us push through the rest of this 6-game schedule we've got.
Well, just 6 games left, and these next 2 at home, and really a chance to kind of move your way up into the standings. 6-6 right now, but Appalachian State and Coastal Carolina coming in. What do you know about those teams?
Well, Coastal Carolina is new to our league. Cliff Ellis, who coached at Auburn for a long time, he's done a terrific job there at Coastal Carolina. And they're one of the hottest teams in the league right now. They're on a 3-game winning streak. They just beat the 2 Georgia schools, Georgia Southern on Saturday, Georgia State last night. 2 impressive wins, and they're coming in. They're 8-5, so they're about a game and a half, 2 games ahead of us. So it's a chance to get cut into that margin. We're behind them, right. And then follow that up Monday night with Appalachian State, who I think is similar to Monroe in the sense they've struggled to win games. But I've said all year, I've told our team all year long that App State can beat anybody.
Right.
And they backed that up this weekend. They knocked off both Georgia schools as well.
Wow.
So they're coming in out here on a high. They're a tough, physical team. Can't get two more contrasting styles. And Coastal Carolina is going to play 4 guards and really spread out, shoot a lot of threes, and mix up a lot of different junk defenses. Coach Ellis has always been one of those guys. And then App State's going to come in here with the biggest, most physical team we've played in the league this year and just try to out-tough you.
Now, do you see Saturday's game against Coastal Carolina as like kind of a running gun with both teams doing a lot of shooting?
It could be. I mean, they spread out. They've got good guards, and we've been that way all year. A lot of times when you put 2 teams together like that, it's a low-scoring game. Kind of goes the other way, but they're different defensively. They're not afraid to throw some unorthodox defenses at you, and for example, they may throw some triangle and 2 at you, some box and 1. They just try to keep you off guard and off balance offensively, but. We'll dig into them, prepare for them, and then, again, just a totally different type of team when App State comes in.
All right, Coach. Well, I know 2 big games this weekend and both home, and really want the fans to come out there and support the Trojans. So.
Yeah, it'd be great to get a crowd, get some energy in there because we can make a move. This is a chance for us to really make a move in the conference standings that we haven't done. This is the most meaningful game in February we've had around here in a long time. So big weekend for us.
All right, Coach. Thanks for joining us.
Jonathan.
Stay tuned for more coming up on Inside Troy Athletics. And welcome back for our final segment here on Inside Troy Athletics. And we're here with Coach Marc Davis of the track and field program. Going to talk about the indoor season Coach, it's just nearly wrapping up. Y'all just finished up kind of your regular season up in Birmingham over the weekend, getting ready for the Sun Belt Championships, which are just coming up Monday and Tuesday. But kind of fill us in on what's the latest, what happened over the weekend in Birmingham.
I think it was a great tune-up for the championship meet. We had some great performances. We're still continuing on the right path. Now it's just a matter of getting it done. As I've stated, every time we've had an interview or talked to anybody, we have a really, really young team.
Right.
We have very few people that are veterans that have been in this position before. Most of our team, freshmen and sophomore. So, we're taking a bunch of new kids up and see what's going to happen. And I think they can do very, very well. They just have to believe in themselves and just get it done, honestly.
Now, were you holding anybody back over this past weekend, or was everybody full go, ready to get ready for the
For the most part, everybody was full go. We had a couple kids we kind of held back a little bit just to take care of some minor, aches and pains and things like that. But for the most part, everybody's ready to go. We just, like I said, we just have to execute and get ready. They're fit, they're ready to go, and this week yesterday we finally started to see people when they look fresh and really going after it in practice.
So preview the Sun Belt Championships for us. As we said, Monday and Tuesday, it's going to be at the same venue. So you're familiar with the venue. Kind of tell us what to look out for.
Absolutely. I mean, I think what we're going to do, basically, Allie Taylor been doing great in the weight throw. I think that she could do very well for us. India Somerville in the shot put's going to do well. Niata Alexander, I think she's made pretty much every final we've put her in since she's been here. She's a junior this year, so she's one of the ones I was talking about that has been in the position before. So this type of thing doesn't really faze her at all when it comes down to competition. Gabrielle Henderson had a really, really good weekend last weekend in the 60 meters. I think she could be a finalist and do pretty well in that. She PR'd by a lot last week. So with the rest and the tapering that we're doing, I think we could do extremely well. 4x4 on the women's side, I mean, we could do extremely well in that if everybody comes and is ready to compete. But again, without the experience, it's going to be interesting to see how we do it.
Well, I know that's coming up, but you still got outdoor season to look ahead to, and that's coming up just right around the corner, March 3rd and 4th. What are we looking forward to that? What are those athletes working on right now?
For a lot of the guys, I mean, that's going to be their first competition they've had all year long.
Right.
So, there's going to be a competitive release there that's going to be great for them. I'm excited about it. The kids that ran indoors and ran a lot of that season, I might not compete them right away. I might give them another weekend of rest. But I think it's going to be good. We are better suited outdoors. Just the events that we have outdoors is better suited for us. But I think we're ready to go. Hakeem still has an indoor championships. He's going to the U.S. championships, not the NCAA championships. So that'll be good for him as well on that same weekend. So.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck this weekend up in Birmingham, and good luck to the team.
Thank you.
All right, and join us again next week for more on Inside Troy Athletics.
This is Inside